I'm Lando Calrissian. Glad to make your acquaintance.
Welcome to the episode of the Lando Cal Experience.
Yo.
Y'all don't even know what we be talking about off the air, man. But catch me wild, man.
Hey, man.
Wow. Thank y'all for listening. We're back with a new year, new things. How's everybody?
Man, good, man. Happy 2019 to people, man.
2019 in the building.
So let's happy Kwanzaa.
Merry Kwanzaa.
Merry Kwanzaa.
Happy Christmas.
Season's green, motherfuckers.
Season green. Happy holidays, niggas.
Season green, motherfuckers.
So we starting out with the fuckery. I got you.
Got to. Gotta, man. Gotta.
All right. So first up, what movies has everybody been seeing? Let's go ahead and
Aquaman. Let's just start it off. Let's just start off with Aquaman.
I still haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Aquaman?
I've heard. Hey.
It's
I've heard way too many mixed reviews.
I'll give you
the real review in a moment.
It's a better version of Thor. It's just
we'll let the DC fans go first.
It's a better version. It's just a better version. It's a run of the mill better version of Thor in the water. It's a decent movie.
Yeah,
it's
a movie. It's just
it's a decent movie. Let's say put it like this. Entourage happened in real life. Let's get that out the way first. Entourage happened in real life.
Right.
With Aquaman. You remember nigga Vincent Entourage? He came up because of Aquaman. Like that's how he got famous. Like because Aquaman was the biggest movie of all time in that universe.
Oh, you talking about now?
Yeah, I'm talking about Entourage.
In the show Entourage.
I'm okay. I got you.
I said it's an Entourage happened in real life.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
So that's what Entourage really happened in real life. Just so like, who the fuck would expect Aquaman, the nigga who talked to fish?
I don't know if it get any more simplistic than that.
Put like this, man. I will say this. I do have my gripes with the movie. Like it did seem like it was a lot going on as far as what genre you wanted to do. It was like okay, kind of pull it back a little bit. The villain is pretty much a weaker version of Loki. That's another thing I could say. To me, what came to move together is the third act. Third act of the movie was everything to me. Third act of the movie was great. Black Manta was the shit. He just, downside with him is he just didn't have enough screen time. So.
Yeah.
What about you, Jules? What you think?
I thought it was a good movie because it entertained me all the way through. I'll say that. And I was curious to see more about Black Manta. And, like he said, it wasn't enough. There wasn't enough screen time with him. But it was just... It could have been deeper with that alone. You know what I mean?
I really wish he would have been the main.
Yeah, that's what I would have wanted.
Over Ocean Master, but I understand because if you're gonna do his story, which they actually got his story, the actual story part of it right.
Yeah,
the actual story about his origin, they actually got right. So like, his Carpenter said, nah, that's actually how his story goes. If you watch Throne of Atlantis, it's damn near almost not exactly the same, but it's pretty comparable. Like as far as like how the story was laid out in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So, if you've seen Throne of Atlantis, you kind of seen Aquaman. It's just different shit happening to Aquaman versus Throne of Atlantis, but it's more or less kind of the similar story. It's just no Justice League in that movie.
Gotcha. I mean, yeah.
Just take away the Justice League in that scene.
What about you, D? Let's get. I'm pretty sure this is about to be an opposing viewpoint.
It did do good at the box office,
it did.
though.
No, it killed it. It killed it at the box office. I'm surprised at that. I wasn't surprised at that.
Oh no, I'm ready for that. I know D gonna say something.
No. It was fine. And I mean, I don't think it's as good as somebody was the best DC film, and I was like,
I see that when they do that, that's too much.
Yeah, I was like, y'all
I'm not flowing with that. Listen, I'm not flowing with that.
So it's not better than Wonder Woman or
no
Man of Steel.
Nah, Man of Steel.
I don't compare Wonder Woman to Man of Steel either, but Man of Steel is my fave.
Man of Steel is my fave only because it's just my favorite album is Superman. I just liked how they did Superman. And Wonder Woman is a close second because Wonder Woman is just that fucking good of a movie. Aquaman it's third. Genuinely, it's third solely because as a standalone movie.
We're only counting 4 movies.
Well, no. I mean,
you gotta
count
technically count all of them.
just the standalone. If I'm counting the standalone joints are fine. They're actually decent. They're not bad movies. No, none of the movies are bad. They're actually at the lowest decent. They decent movies. Okay. To me, at the lowest they decent. But like we know how with DC dealing with the ensemble movies like the Batman vs Superman, the Suicide Squad, and the Justice League, we already know how that went. But I said with Aquaman. Aquaman was cool. Like I said, it was a decent movie. Like I said, a lot of people say, "Oh, it was the movie ain't trash." Let's get it out the way. A lot of people was trying to have on movies like, "Well, it's only doing good because of Jason Momoa."
Just keep it 100, though.
I mean, it the niggas. It's just the
We're
whole
just
point.
keeping 100. Dudes is going in there with the wrong mindsets anyway. Nobody's imagining it.
I was waiting for that, so I wanted to ask a question.
You got to go in there and just enjoy a film, man.
Okay, so that's. Are we gonna create a baseline where we say how a movie is considered good or great? Like, so can a movie be good and still have a shitty plot or a shitty story?
If it can keep your attention,
if it keeps your attention,
if a movie is decent, if it can keep your attention.
So is it only based on expectations that you have when going into the movie? So you go into the movie, you like Fast and the Furious. We know none of that shit is based in reality. The storyline is just, it's America. It's America on film. It's America on film. But because of the shit that they pull off, it's almost like we're trying to figure out how inventive and how crazy that these niggas can go when putting together, special effects and ideas of what should happen in the story. That if it looks like it's somewhat could happen, we like, you know what, this shit is amazing, even though everything over here is, choppy as fuck. Right. But it's entertaining. We still say that's a good movie. So everything is really based on expectations, what you say.
Right.
It's a comic book movie, man, and it falls in the category of everybody. And you can't complain when a movie is kind of geared towards pleasing everybody.
Like
it's not,
right? Because people was like, "Well, it's too cheesy." I'm like, okay, so now y'all losing me because now y'all had a point where it's too serious. It need to be more cheery.
It's too much. DC just has too much pressure on his back.
It's like,
of what it got to be. It's
I think the main thing is just because of the standard that MCU set over the course of 10 years. But it's just every movie can't be like that. Honestly, every movie can't be like this. Like, I'm sorry, Aquaman ain't gonna be like that.
Y'all cats full of shit.
No, I mean, ain't full of shit.
Because y'all was so hype about DC having that dark universe. Like,
I still wanted to go back to the dark universe.
Now they like, every movie can't be dark.
But I never said
I was like, it's greedy.
Listen, this Aquaman to me doesn't take DC to the next level for me. No way.
No, it's surprising that Aquaman.
I like the movie.
It's the nigga they talk to fish. Like I said,
they did it right. Nicole Kidman. Let's keep it 100. Nicole Kidman, she did her thing, man. There was a lot of pieces of the puzzle that made that movie so cohesive, and it worked. It wasn't meant to be Batman vs Superman Ultimate Edition. It just was meant to entertain you from an aspect of the aquatic aspect. Took you to the sea, and it was fulfilling in that character, man. It was like, they gave you everything you needed.
So let me ask you this. Does that only work because, for example, me, if I don't have any background with Aquaman.
There it is. Watch it.
Am I going to be like, this is cheesy as fuck?
No, you're not going to say that.
Or is it going to be like... So I'm saying, if it stays true to whatever.
Because if anybody on Marvel DC page anywhere, anybody say Aquaman was cheesy, then I promise you, let me know their names so I can post their names for every time they didn't say Guardians of the Galaxy was cheesy, Thor 3 was cheesy.
So
I just wanted
Aquaman
to be
is comparable in entertainment value to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Superhero genre. Let's just keep it 100.
Because
like he said, if you relate it to the book, right,
if
you're getting a really good story.
Right, if you get to the source material, it follows the source material. Like, for the most part,
it was solid all the way around.
I guess what I'm saying is because it's hard to say this is.
We are the worst people to please the comic book
Nerds,
genre
nerds
fans.
can't be pleased.
We
Nerds
are
very-
impossible
see,
to please.
We as nerds, and I admit I do the same thing with anime shit. So like I can't even lie like I don't. I did it with Death Note.
Yeah.
I did it with Death Note.
Right.
Can't front. So, and I understand why people do this shit with like MCU and everything like that. Thinking about like kind of like how it was with Venom and shit like that, it was like okay, it's like it's a cool, decent movie. I'm not saying the movie is the best in the world, like, but it caught my attention. It was cool. Like,
I mean, I agree. I finally saw Venom, and Venom was not as bad.
No, it was
No,
people
because
said that
we go in with certain expectations.
But see,
I went in
that's what I'm
for
saying.
Tom Hardy.
But where are you supposed to base your expectation? Because so for example, perfect example, if we say, it's a comic book genre, so. Does everybody need to go see the source material first in order to
No.
But I say that because like the last Wolverine, right?
Yeah.
So you go in and I have the idea that it's supposed to be entertaining in the same sense of Aquaman, and it's not. I'm like, yo, this is dark as fuck. Didn't expect the shit. It's supposed to be cheery, campy. I grew up on X-Men on Saturday morning cartoons, and it's a little more. The colors are brighter, all the rest of this stuff. Here we are. We got old man Logan. Not expecting, this nigga's off and everything, drinking beers, fucking bitches, snorting cocaine, whatever did you want to say. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's like, yo, this shit is a magical movie, right? And then but that's
you talking about
Logan,
Logan?
right? So that's comic book genre. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I don't have a background with the story, the source material, how will I know which part of comic book genre, or like comic book movie, I'm going to? Am I going?
Are we going to go
Happy
see the
Skippy?
comic book, or are we going to go see the graphic novel?
Yeah, right,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
So there's that confuses it a lot because I think people throw it all in the same bucket and say, yo, this is all going to be comic book movies and it should have this component to the film and that should be good because of it. But when you don't, like Batman, Superman did not.
Right.
Like Man of Steel did not have a certain component that we relate to in the original Superman films, right? So automatically it's trash. No, I can't believe Superman doesn't act like that. But he actually did. It was just presented differently. So if you get Aquaman, and to me I felt like given the theme of it, there's nobody that ever touched that theme like that. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, I'm gonna keep it 100.
We talking Aquaman?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the sense of the Waterworld and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, not even Kevin Costner's Waterworld movie did it, but it was dope to see that and to see this vision kind of come to life. And it wasn't cheesy in a sense. Like it was like, yo, I could rock with this. I could dig this.
Right.
But what it is that they drew you in with some story. With the pops, the moms, and of course even Black Manta, which I felt like they should have rocked with that a lot more, because then we would have kind of really been drawn in. You split the storyline from like Cottonmouth to something else, his sister, then you kind of like, oh snap, you know what I mean? You lose what they could have built on him. So in the same sense, I feel like they kind of cut Black Mantha's story a little short. But with his brother, and then it made sense you had to kind of, because that world was the world that he was, fighting for.
And a lot of people say, well, what's it like? So it's just copycat Black Panther. It's like, no, if anything, if you're going to say it's going to copycat anything and be comparable, it's Thor. Flat out. Because I'm sorry, but if you want to have to say any story-wise is comparable, it's Thor. Hands down.
But which Thor? Because
I'm just saying
it can't be one or two.
No. I'm just saying like the actual.
I see what you're saying.
Thor,
You're talking about the level of
as far as like just like how the stories go. Like Aquaman and Thor are very comparable, low key.
Yeah.
Like as far as like story wise they are, or how they're supposed to be. So that's why I would say it's really think like it's a better origin story of Thor, but underwater.
But see, then like in the bigger scheme of it, you look at it like, what isn't? Everybody's gonna make a pair of jeans, right, and put their label on it,
right.
But they all do the same thing,
right?
So it's like you can't have a superhero movie without feeling like you're watching another one, in the sense of superheroes get powers somehow, and then they have to fight to become that superhero, a whole superhero. You know what I mean? So it's like
I think the script was bad though.
That's why I was like, no, it could have been bad. I say it could have been
because there's a lot of like they basically acted like nothing happened in Justice League for real. Like I feel like dude, if it was a apocalyptic stuff happening with the water, you don't mention at all none of these Justice League members being there. Like it's the boats are showing up on the shores of San Diego and all kind of stuff. But it
wasn't from the eyes of a TV film, a TV crew. It was from the eyes of Aquaman. And
no. I'm talking about things happening. Like you would think Wonder Woman, Batman, one of them would want to show up, or at least call him. He'd be like,
"Can that be you like nitpicking a little bit though? Keep it in 100."
But it's not. But it's not. That means that they don't.
Because I wanted to see other people come in too. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I didn't see that to come in. But like Aquaman could have been like, or they could have mentioned and said, "I told the Justice League, don't worry about it. I got it." Just a mention.
Just something to give you a heads up.
Yeah, because like, dude, they had like it was waves coming crashing all the way to like Colorado. And stuff like tidal waves going all that way that far, but none of the Justice League showing up or asking no questions.
And
Mira act like she had never met him before for real. And in Justice League, you act like he had already been to Atlantis because in the film, spoiler alert, he acts like he's never been to Atlantis.
The level of Atlantis he's seen is different than the level.
No, but he said he had never been though.
Yeah.
And obviously he went in Justice League to go visit her and talk to her.
Oh, he did.
No, he did. I know that.
Yeah, but in the movie, he says, I've never been to Atlantis. And old girl, Mira acts like she's never really met him before. But in Justice League, they act like they've been kicking it and talking for a long time.
But is Justice League...
It's the direct continuation. Aquaman is.
Oh.
Because they mentioned...
Yeah, but...
They mentioned
Steppenwolf
in there. Like, you guys did that with Steppenwolf.
So Steppenwolf happened. So the whole incident with Steppenwolf and the new guy situation happened already.
Hey, wait, time.
Yeah.
So the new guy situation already happened.
Right. But they act like the movie didn't happen though.
But that's kind of like... That's a contingency problem.
Yes,
you can't.
It's putting the cart before the horse in a lot of different ways. I'm not going front like it ain't. Because I was gonna say it's a decent movie.
All this stuff they were saying before, I was like, I'm just gonna wait.
Nah, I think D's nitpicking. I think you really are.
It's very good.
I always saw.
At the beginning of the movie, Mira's like they ain't never met, and I'm like, didn't they meet in Justice League? It's at the beginning of the movie, and I'm like, didn't they meet? And I was confused for like 15 minutes. It took me out for 15 because I was confused. I was like, I had to go to my phone and reread the Justice League.
You didn't know that they shot that before they did Justice League.
They didn't.
No, I'm saying.
Yeah. So I was like, hey, did they not meet? Maybe it's a different woman.
I don't know. I gotta watch this again. See
No. Technically, I'm not gonna like that was a whole cart before the horse situation.
Hey,
wait.
That's a big ass hole.
Yeah,
That's a Jerome Pettis size hole. Like he could run through that motherfucker a couple times and be cool.
But in respect,
the movie is fine.
But in respect, yeah.
No. So it's a decent movie. Let's say it's for.
I'm gonna buy the DVD. I'm gonna be honest.
You can tell me if they're amateurs still want to try to do this universe shit. That's the whole point.
Who's amateurs?
I think that it makes it problematic because other people are doing a universe. Like maybe they're doing it by themselves.
Who? What you mean? What you mean? Amateurs? What?
He's saying that basically, like, you can tell that they still don't have a grasp on how to do a whole universe and plan it out in succession. Versus Marvel, who's been doing it for a while.
20 films.
But
you're comparing 20 films to 6.
Man, we passed 6 now.
No, we're not.
We're
not because when you count it up, we don't have more than 6 films.
But even if you
and
say
that's
that,
just the truth.
But the difference is, so can we? If we said that.
The tone of the movies don't work, right? In cinemas.
No,
this is real talk.
The tones of that's good.
No,
but
I'm saying
like if we compare, like, so let's say we took Marvel's first 10 movies. Do we have any glaring holes like that? Because to me, the reason why
glaring holes.
No, I'm talking about.
You know how many fill-in movies you got in the course of 20 movies?
Let's keep 100. We're not talking about fillers. We're talking about like. It's like writing out a story.
But the fillers are still connected to the whole story.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
but you know how you just nitpicked one thing about Aquaman? Listen. You just nitpicked the part of nobody came and all this catastrophic stuff was happening. In Thor, the first Thor, where was everybody when that ship was walking on the sand?
In the desert. And that wasn't dude, they had... Teddy,
come on, down. You gonna nitpick right.
No.
You gotta balance the force.
They had battleships showing up on dry land, not just one dude in the middle of the desert.
Look,
And
even if we gave you that, even if we say that's fine, I'm talking about like these niggas met. And then in the following movie, them niggas don't know each other. And nobody has amnesia.
And look, and he's been to Atlanta. We saw him go.
Right.
But he's never been.
So he's either a habitual liar or this is fucking, what do they call it? A memento. Where this
So
nigga
is this in stone that this came before or after Justice League?
She said,
no, they did. No, they 100%
She said,
She said what?
She's mirror saying what you gonna do with Steppenwolf.
She said, what you did with Steppenwolf? He was like, yeah, remember that last time we talked, even though I didn't meet you before? That time?
Oh my God.
I can't lie like that. Like they didn't throw me out. I said, wait a minute, DJ, like a split second. And said, what
took me out for 15 minutes.
But then that's what you gotta understand. One thing too is all the choppiness that happened with Justice League, because when you really look at Batman and Superman and you see Aquaman in that snippet piece, you literally think that this kid is invested into the underworld, the sea world, so deep. But then when you come out, you're like,
made this a prequel and had him already be king.
Yeah, they could have did that too, but I just feel like it's just been too choppy, man. The road to Justice League was too choppy in that respect.
I question, like, is this a really well thought out
cart before the horse?
Right, world. Like, when they're putting together the stories, are they worried? Are they looking at like how does these connect as puzzle pieces versus like, all right, this
I
is
don't think they're stupid. This is the thing. I get what you're saying, but I don't think that the minds behind this thing are that dumb to let that go like that. What I do think is that Zach had this vision of so much of the DC universe that has to just take the back seat to everything because it's no more with Zach. So you gotta fill in the blanks now, but there's gonna be the fumble because the Justice League movie. It's just automatically gonna be a fumble. So I chuck that one up to the whatever. And they got to start fresh with this right here, just low key.
Shout out to all those people that's finna get them DC checks and none of these movies coming out. I appreciate it.
You so stupid. Come on, you know Shazam's coming out, man.
Ava DuVernay is out here getting these reparations checks.
Shazam legit coming out.
Yeah, Shazam's coming out. You know that though, man. Come on.
Shit,
What you mean when? You act like it's not happening.
You said Shazam.
No, I'm talking about new guys. I said shout out to Ava DuVernay getting them
for new guys.
I'm saying that movie ain't never gonna come out. That she getting them checks from. Shout out to you, Ava. Get that reparations paper. I feel you, girl.
Hey, man, G,
Black woman power.
how many studios don't pump what they say they gonna pump? Come on, man. It happens all the time. You just so critical on DC. Oh my God.
I mean, that's not really.
We clear $1 billion. This kid still ain't happy. Huh? You don't see this kid?
Venom cleared up.
For the genre, we cleared up.
I mean, it was a good film. Transformers, like a whole bunch of Transformers did billions. Does that mean it's as good because it cleared $1 billion?
I see, but now all of a sudden, I see how you knocked $1 billion.
We're talking about the.
We trying to appease you and all the people who just complain about everything and nitpick about it. So we're just trying to appease you. Look, we are just trying to appease you now. We've cleared $1 billion. You happy?
Let's go into something else. Bumblebee. I think it was the best Transformers movie.
No, you don't. You're not saying that in seriousness, man. Come on, stop.
Okay.
Action-wise,
that's not fair. Y'all just sat here and said standalone films versus the ensemble type films. Y'all just said you can't compare certain things, right? So you can't just say better than all Transformer film with a standalone dude.
That film was way better. I could actually see the Transformers.
You took your daughter? Yeah. That's exactly why you say it's the best movie. No, come on, dog. It's not that. What I'm trying to say to you is you just sit there and compare a standalone Bumblebee film that's geared towards you and the baby.
No.
Listen to what I'm saying.
You didn't finish without clarification. I said the action of the robots. I said the action of the robots was the best. You can.
We can talk about the CGI, the action, all that. I could talk, but you just said it was the best film.
I didn't finish my statement.
You went in though.
I said the best Transformers film when it comes to the action.
If I see frosting and it's yellow, I'm gonna assume it's lemon, right? Frosting, right? Because it's yellow. What I see, what you just said, I assume automatically you're talking about this film better than all the other Transformers.
The other Transformers, you can't even tell what Transformer is who. It's people just flying all over the place. You tell what's the difference between? Tell me the difference between Shockwave and Soundwave in that movie. I dare you can't tell me.
In which one?
In Transformers 3. I dare you can't tell me because they look exactly the same.
Soundwave was a Benz 2-door.
I'm talking about when they standing next to each other. And one scene, I was like, did Shockwave kill him?
But that's Michael's Bay vision. So yeah, but the story itself, part 3, was actually the best out of all of them.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say directly.
Part 3 with the dragon.
No, Sentinel Prime.
Part 3 is when
Sentinel Prime.
Sentinel Prime.
That was the hardest one to me.
The one with Lenny Moore.
That was the best story out of all of them. But action-wise, there was a lot of action in all 5 of them.
Let me ask you this: compared to Transformers 1 to Bumblebee, so only because I have to say, if we had to be honest, I haven't seen Bumblebee yet. But if I had to say what's the best Transformers to me, it's the first one. To me, it's the best.
But you haven't seen Bumblebee.
I haven't seen it yet.
They took you to Cybertron on here, man.
Okay,
but you go to Cybertron in all the movies.
No, they haven't. No, they have not.
There's a glimpse of a war on Cybertron all the time.
No, they had us in Cybertron.
Yeah, but you can get that watching. You can get that playing Fall of Cybertron. You can get the same thing.
What's the main thing people have been talking about in these Transformers films? Why don't they really take us to Cybertron? And they did that.
But how long were you there? You act like you was there for that long.
You
It was not even less than 6 minutes on the Cybertron.
You had no scenes at all before. You had just a glimpse. They had full scenes. They had full scenes of them fighting and battling.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but listen, I don't want to spoil it for him.
I mean, I don't give a damn if you do, man. I'm still gonna watch it.
I just thought it was. I mean, it's not the best film. It wasn't the best film.
Okay, can I keep it 100 with you?
It wasn't but I don't think none of the Transformers films are like.
I think the Bumblebee movie was perfect in the sense of it was perfect. It was a good solo. It did exactly what it was, but what I do know is that was geared towards the Bumblebee. Yeah. The draw of the fun kitty.
Had him like they were trying to set it like an ET film. I did not like that.
But it had that nostalgic, and in the 80s was that. So it's kind of like not just ET. That felt like I was watching Stranger Things. Name it.
You know what?
Stranger Things.
That's exactly why y'all saying that, because of what I said a long time ago. Nostalgia is human mind greatest weakness. That's why y'all like Bumblebee, because it brought back the OG one.
They went straight. I agree with D about
that's why.
And they showed Bumblebee actually being a G, like in there, like where he came from.
They gave you so much
background,
but just as a real Transformers fan, what I seen on Cybertron, to be honest with you, I was happy.
Dude,
because it was the first time I got to see it.
You got to see Cybertron.
So we're still seeing Bumblebee. So Bumblebee still is jazz for the most part. So Bumblebee still is jazz for the most part.
I'm sorry?
Is Bumblebee still jazz for the most part?
Meaning what?
How Bumblebee just is as a character. Bumblebee is jazz.
Jazz and Bumblebee is two different to me.
No. I know they are, but I'm just saying like the way they played out Bumblebee in like all the movies, that's technically supposed to be jazz. That's not supposed to be Bumblebee. That's what I'm saying. Is he still technically?
No, I feel like.
But no, they played him the same as they did in the cartoon.
Yeah, that's what I feel like they play him the same way in G1.
Okay, that's why I'm at.
Yeah, but that's why we love it. I think that's.
Is he how he's supposed to be, or is he still?
No, even in the other ones, I feel like they played him like he was in the G1. Because you got to think he was the only one that people only ride in him for real. Yeah. You got to think the Wick was the original.
Sam Wick.
That's the original, right?
Yeah.
He was when someone go down, he would jump in Bumblebee.
Bumblebee was G though. You watch when you watch 3.
I'm not saying.
And Ironheart got bust. Like remember Ironheart? Oh no! Bumblebee was like what? And he started flipping and
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Bumblebee ain't a G. I'm totally fine with that point. I'm just saying, is he more like his G1 counterpart, or is he more like the G1 counterpart mixed with Jazz?
Mixed. If you said about how his aggressiveness and all that.
Right, because the way Jazz is, and like really, if you really break it down.
Oh, he's saying like how the G1. How Bumblebee's not as aggressive.
No, because that's what I'm saying. Everything that Bumblebee do, that's Jazz. 100%. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, is he still the same?
I see what you're saying. Yes, I will say yes.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. Okay.
All right, has anybody seen Greenbook? I have not seen that.
I want to so bad. I haven't seen it.
I'm gonna watch tonight because we're reviewing it.
That's the one with your man, right?
With Mahershala.
Yeah.
You seen it, Ted? Nah. Anybody seen Blindspotting? I saw that the other night.
How's it, man?
It's damn good, man. It's damn good, dude. David Diggs kills it in there.
Which
man.
one?
David Diggs, Blindspotting.
Oh.
I would tell cats to go watch that. It's only like $3 on Amazon right now. Like, it's good. Man.
No, I think it might be on Hulu too. I think I saw it.
It might be on Hulu too. Yeah.
So
Spiderman and the Spiderverse. Everybody see that?
Oh,
you see that? You saw that? You still ain't see it yet?
Hey,
I didn't see it either. I don't feel bad, Ted.
No,
it's good.
It's good.
I've been looking for a good copy.
It was good.
So, Jules, you finished the Punisher series.
Yes.
Everybody's finished the Punisher series.
No,
I'm on episode 2.
I'm about to blow y'all. I'm gonna say this real fast.
Go ahead. No, give us a quick review.
Punisher series is exactly what I would love to see Zack Snyder do with any of the characters.
Hey, I told Punisher is the best shit on.
They should have did that.
You think it's better? You like it better than Daredevil?
Dude, the way. So I think the reason why Punisher works better is because it's, for the most part, like it's still grounded. I don't want to say in reality.
It's ultra violence.
Is it? Well, it's not just, but it's not ultra. It's not just because it's ultra violence. It's because they did a lot to like modernize it. Like Daredevil fought some like dead ninjas and shit like that. Like this. Yeah. Like you're Punisher's dealing with like motherfucking guerrilla warfare niggas. PTS soldiers. Like shit. So I feel like they can put a lot more into the story.
Right. When
it comes to like building issues with and background for characters. So I think I'm on episode 8 right now. So I'm not sure how it ends, but the way they move Frank Castle through shit it's just so well. It's well done. It's well written. It concentrates on the parts that should be concentrated on. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it puts you directly into action. And like you say, it's ultra violent. Not only is it ultra violent, but they don't hold back shit. Like they don't shout right. If he's cutting your nose off, you're gonna watch me tear you go through every layer of this motherfucking nose.
Because the thing about the Punisher, like you have to be that way. But with the Punisher, you can't be like. With the Punisher, you gotta go Marvel Knights hardcore level. You have to be Marvel Knights hardcore. You can't be lighthearted with it. Punisher and lighthearted sense of anything can't go in the same sentence.
They work in opposition.
They can't go in the same sentence. They just can't. It's literally berserk in modern day, just without all the supernatural shit. You cannot have. You gotta have. You have to have what it is, but you also have to make it an interesting character. Like you said, Frank Castle is a former war vet, PTSD. He finally gets other niggas with PTSD. Well, now what would have been dope, and I don't know if they ever did this, or if I totally forgot if they ever bring this up in the new. Did they ever bring up the fact that Frank Castle is a fan of Captain America?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he loves him a lot. That was they talked about that, but they did that in the comics in Civil War.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
No, he's talking about in the actual series.
In the series, like I said, that's the whole reason why he became in the military is because of Captain America.
Yeah, they might mention it.
That's just it's so crazy. They told him, we good.
That Captain America,
during Civil War, he shows up to the meeting.
And they was like,
no, we good.
We all right, man.
Think about these guys are fighting each other to the death, and he showed up. And
he doesn't that nigga do too much.
We kind of want to be friends with everybody afterwards, right?
He said, we don't want to kill everybody.
Right, he said, hey, man, get your boy. Man, get your boy, because I don't know what's up with him. But no, it was just, I'm just always, now I wonder if they'll ever play that up, man. It was like, well, I mean, they can't now, because for obvious reasons.
Why?
Ain't no more Punisher after this.
No, he got picked up for season 3.
Oh, so it is a season 3.
I swear I just read it that they were.
I thought they canceled that too.
I swear it said that the Punisher got picked up.
Because that's dope. But I thought they canceled it. Yeah, I could be wrong. I thought they canceled all the Marvel stuff.
Oh wow, they said the Punisher season 3 could bring in Daredevil and Kingpin.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Okay, so they are doing the season. So yeah, man, it'll be dope.
So it says it's teased if it's not canceled. So it's not confirmed.
But it'd be dope though, just seeing the Punisher one day where he talk about why he went into the military. You find out it is because of Captain America, which that is the truth. Yeah. So it's it's just to see how it reacts. Or have some mentions so we heard about this one crazy nut that's running around with a skull in his chest, just around blasting people down in New York.
Nah.
So nah.
Let's run through these Oscar nominations real quick, or the stuff we care about in the Oscar nominations.
Oh, you know the main thing we care about, man.
All right, man. Black Panther is up for movie here for Best Picture. So the other thing is the Black Picture is Black Klansman, Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Green Book, Roma, and A Star Is Born, and Vice.
So, for one, shout out to Black Panther. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Roma because that's the first movie on Netflix that's being nominated for movie of the year.
What was Roma?
Roma is like I haven't seen it, but it looks like it's like a day in the life type movie in a certain time period, like in Spain or in some land. I want to say Spain or Mexico, one of them. But it looks like a day in the life kind of movie.
Gotcha. Okay.
It looks like an Oscar. It's black and white. It looks like an Oscar kind of movie. All in Spanish, that kind of shit. Of course, we know about Black Panther. Which shout out to him. Spike Lee got his first.
Yeah.
Spike Lee.
Dope.
That's a long time.
I was like, man, so I wonder if you're going to be paid back for Malcolm X. What if he win because it's paid back for Malcolm X? Straight up, think about it.
That's a long time. I mean, that's good retribution, I guess. But like, that's a long.
And then it's going against. I haven't watched the Vice. It's going against Vice. I heard Vice is excellent.
Which one? Oh, Vice was Christian Bale.
Yeah, with Dick about
it looked the trailer looked amazing. Like,
yeah, they said I heard the movie is fantastic.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I heard Bohemian Rhapsody's editing was trash. They surprised they even got picked up.
Bohemian Rhapsody and Star Wars Born. You know what? To be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if one of them win.
Just because of who it's capturing?
Yeah.
Because the Star Wars Born that's a remake.
That's like the fourth remake.
Yeah.
Of like the same fucking movie. But it's but like I said, I haven't really seen the Star Wars, but I just know about remakes. So when I first seen this one, I was like, oh, okay.
Did you watch Bohemian Rhapsody? So was it good, or because I heard the editing was like, there's no way this should be even.
The editing could have been better, but the movie overall itself was good. Like Rami Malek did play a damn good Freddie Mercury.
Oh, I mean, you could tell.
He did. He played the shit out of Freddie Mercury. So, same way we even like one of Star Wars Born with Lady Gaga. You got to give credit to Lady Gaga because she in her element. She a theater geek at heart. Like this is her. Acting is like her thing
right.
anyway.
Like where she was because she was supposed to do that first before she got to the singing thing, right?
Yeah, she said she was a theater geek first, and then she got into singing. I think like theater always been her heart. So it's like for her, it was just natural. And so, but like you got shit like I said, you going against Vice, you going against.
I think Black Klansman has an opportunity to win. I think it actually. For Black Panther win. I don't think it's a.
I would be surprised if Black Panther win.
The only way it could be if people split the votes between the other ones and like. Five cats and say, "Yo, we
well,
vote
the
for Black
only reason
Panther."
why I say Black because has any other comic book movie ever won? Because I heard they don't really. So that's why I was like, that could actually set a precedent, which they might not want to happen. Though.
Yes.
And then if they do that with a black superhero movie based on the first black superhero.
But let's be honest.
Hey, in February,
in February.
But let's be honest here. Is Black Panther worth movie of the year though? For real.
For cultural, I think they try looking at it for cultural reasons. But if I had to say what's the better movie, like as far as what I personally think would have been on there, Infinity War. Infinity War was a better movie. But the only reason I know Infinity War won't be on it is because Black Panther gave you a whole standalone, beginning end story. Mm-hmm. Infinity War is a whole continuation. You watch 19 fucking movies beforehand to understand what's happening in Infinity War.
The reason why I would say Black Panther was a better movie than Infinity War. Well, Infinity War does give it a good run, but the only reason why I really like Black Panther for Best Picture is because outside of Thanos already had his fans, there are people that are in love with Thanos because of his abilities, right?
Right.
People literally were divisive about how they felt about Kilgore versus Black Panther because of what Kilgore represented. You know what I'm saying? Killmonger, yeah, I'm sorry, Kilgore.
That was only black people.
Yeah.
White people didn't give no fuck like that.
I don't know.
I don't know. Black Panther started Black Panther, what it did was it started a conversation between Africans and African Americans. It started the conversation. Why the fuck you leave us, man? And it brought back the conversation.
Yeah,
it brought the conversation back up.
Been like a conversation.
But it made it way more relevant now.
Well, it brought it out to the two white folks. Think about it. Dude, y'all, do you understand that Black Panther has also brought repercussions in real life? Did y'all read about the is it Brooklyn? The Brooklyn Museum that started a protest about African American curators, and because of those protests, other museums in different parts of the country are starting to give back their original artifacts to where they got them from.
Right.
Where did that stem from? Black Panther. So that's huge.
We're talking about the film itself, not the.
What are we talking about? Because of I think if the story wise, great for the story. It's Hamlet. I mean, if you go down to the score, it's Hamlet.
That's true.
Yeah. And to its core, that's why it's Hamlet. And people it's like the Lion King. Lion King is Hamlet. It's Hamlet and Moses. Mm-hmm. This is just a black version of Hamlet, a superhero version of Hamlet. That's the only difference. You know what I'm saying? That's why, if anything, it will win. It's up there because it's a retelling of a Shakespearean tale, just in a superhero format. Just think about it. It really is. So that's why. I mean, and then of course, like I said, for cultural reasons, I said the story was actually good. Like, and the message was good. Like I said, everything in the movie was good. Like the only thing that really sucked was the CGI. Where like the CGI fight at the end was just ass. But
yeah, that CGI fight.
and that's
On what? On
Black Panther.
Black Panther. That
That
last
CGI
CGI fight was.
it was totally
Which
ass.
one?
With the last Killmonger.
Oh, when them niggas in that tunnel?
Yeah.
That shit look like
by bringing them
celebrity
shit
deathmatch.
So peep game though. So I'm gonna say all these movies coming up soon. I'm just gonna run through all of them.
Hey,
Because I didn't get the man. Yo, something I need to tell you, James. 3 Billboards was the best movie that year, dog. I watched 3 Billboards.
Yo, it's the shit, ain't it?
Yo, that movie.
It's the shit, ain't it?
Wow, that's deep. That's
Shit,
deep.
ain't it? I told you now, 3 but it's good. It's damn.
No.
good. It's
I'm
damn good.
I'm retroactively wanting to go back and get mad at people.
So was it funny? It's dark. Funny, right?
No.
No.
I thought it was a comedy.
No.
It's a drama.
It's a drama. Like it's
a little bit.
it's
mostly drama.
It's
I
mostly drama.
I swear people said it was a dark
No.
comedy.
See, it has its comedic moments.
But it's dark.
It's dark. Like it.
But the Coen Brothers is dark anyway, right? That's who did it, right?
No.
The Coen Brothers didn't do.
No.
Billboards in Ebbing, Missouri, no.
Now, see, the thing about the movie was that movie. See, it has its comedic moments, but it'll gut punch you real fast out of nowhere with drama, like real fast, just out of nowhere. Like someone just, it's like then out of someone just someone throw up blood out of nowhere, like whoa, and then the whole tone just shift. And then just because the whole movie's about like about like a woman that's want to bring awareness to her community after her daughter got raped and killed.
Say it again.
Her daughter gets raped and killed, and nobody, the police
The police didn't do anything about it.
So she rented out 3 billboards
in her community and rented it to bring attention to the community.
So people that's coming in for like tourism, something like that, that's the first thing they see when they coming into town.
Oh, wow.
Like basically the police say, y'all ain't doing shit. And so all these things happen because of her doing that.
And then it's basically just bringing in two things. It's not only bringing in just that, but it's also bringing in the fact that she's saying like, well, if y'all want to focus on all this racist ass shit that's going on in this town, my daughter's killer would have been found.
Because it's racist as fucking this time.
Because basically, so that's the whole point. Like it's like, had y'all not been focused on all this racist shit, like y'all been doing, my daughter's killer would have been found. Like, and that's the whole point of the movie.
They shouldn't be focused on racism?
No. They're being racist ass white. It's Missouri cops.
Oh, you're saying they're focusing on being
Being
racist,
racist.
instead of.
They said if y'all weren't being racist all this fucking time instead of finding my daughter's killer, shit would have been like I wouldn't have to worry about doing this.
Got you.
And so that's a whole. So and then one of the main characters is like the racist cop, like the racist cop.
Yeah, the most racist. Dude, no, yeah. So
It's a good, but it's a
I'm
great
gonna have to
movie.
check it out
It's a
then, man.
great fucking movie. Great fucking movie.
I mean, what you call it, won an Academy Award for it. So I mean,
So
that's
it was deserved. It was deserved.
So let's go for lead actor real quick. Christian Bale, Vice. Bradley Cooper, Stars Born. William Dafoe, at Eternity's Gate. Rami Malek, Bohemian Rhapsody. Viggo Mortensen, Green Book. I heard Christian Bale was supposed to have this shit locked up.
Oh yeah, it's Christian Bale, dog, as a method actor.
No, they said because he gained weight, he did everything.
I mean, that's what he does.
He's a
right?
method actor. That's his
Method
thing.
actor, yeah.
But they said like people said like no, this is a run. They said this is a run on where like niggas don't even show up if you don't.
If you're in that category?
Yeah, 'cause they
I mean, you can
said
imagine, because they said the
Christian
same thing when he was. Well, he didn't get up for an award for that, though, right?
Bro, I promise you, the
What was
first.
that? What was the name of that movie?
Machinist?
Yeah, The Machinist. Where he dropped down to like 120 pounds for that movie?
Yeah, but not like low key. Like I ain't even seen Vice yet, but I promise you, when I first watched that trailer of Vice, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. That's not Christian Bale.
Hey, I didn't believe it either. I swear to God, when I saw him,
I had to look at his face real good. I was like, holy shit, dude, that's Christian Bale. and you think it's either CGI or fast? No, except for like his head, except for the makeup on his head. No, I was like, wow. I mean, because I'm like, we done seen this nigga cocky on Dark Knight and all the Dark Knight movies in American Psycho. We done see this nigga anorexic skinny in The Machinist. Now we see this nigga overweight as fuck in this. So it's like, damn. I'm just saying, man, like, Christian Bale, I mean, I ain't even seen Vice, but I can already tell he got that on light. I mean, it's Christian Bale. He needed it.
Some other highlight categories: supporting actor Mahershala Ali for Green Book. Adam Driver, Black Klansman, Sam Elliott, A Star Is Born, Richard Grant, Can You Forgive Me, and Sam Rockwell, Vice.
Ooh, see, I haven't seen Vice yet, so I can't say Vice yet. I haven't seen Vice yet.
I mean, Adam Driver's got a good chance to win Black Klansman.
Yeah. Because he did.
You see Black Klansman?
Yeah,
that was really good.
And then another one, supporting actress, Amy Adams Vice, Marina DeTavia Roma, Regina King, If Bill Street Could Talk, Emma Stone, The Favorite, Rachel Weisz, The Favorite.
What's the favorite about?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that this week coming up. But hearing Regina King killed it in the Bill Street Could Talk. I still need to see that. Last one for overall, Black Panther got 7 nominations total. But like all the other categories besides this are like random categories, like sound editing. Like, damn, who pays attention to that?
You got to, man. Maybe it's
I mean, now the one that it should win for before I go to the director is costume.
Costume design,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
She killed it.
Absolutely.
For Black Panther.
Black Panther.
Oh, yeah.
All the research
Absolutely.
she did.
That
all
should get
stuff.
that. Absolutely. That should get that.
But director Spike Lee, Black Klansman, Paul Pukowski, Cold War, Yorgos Lanthimos, The Favorite, Alfonso Cuarón, Roma, Adam McKay, Vice.
Oh, The Favorite. Okay, that's by the same dude who made The Lobster. Okay, gotcha.
The Lobster was good. You saw The Lobster, right?
Nah, I remember you telling me.
Dude, it's on Netflix, dog. It's
The
wild.
Lobster was wow. Now I'm going to watch The Favorite for real, though. If that's the same dude that did The Lobster,
Yeah, I think it is. Yep, I believe it is.
The Lobster's crazy, dog.
The Lobster is like a white version of some Sorry to Bother You type shit, dog.
Yeah, or some like white people version of it.
I remember you told me about
Yeah,
it.
it's fucking crazy.
But that's kind of how I have to compare
That's
it. Like,
Colin Farrell on there, right?
yeah. It's kind of one of the best way I compare it. It's like on some Sorry to Bother You. Like, it's like, wait a minute, what? it's wild, man. It's real good though. It's real good.
All right, let's jump into it. Wesley Snipes says says 2 Blade movies are in the works with Marvel right now.
With it.
I'm with it. Like, let's see.
Who gonna be Blade though?
Not him. Nigga, you too old.
He could play Whistler though, like kind of like a.
No, yeah, I mean that's fine.
Or
but
Blade.
who gonna be Blade?
I think they should go the route of like they did in the comics.
He should be
where's
Blade
his daughter?
Daddy.
Where they have his daughter, where he's training his daughter.
Who gonna be
No,
Blade?
okay, so that's your.
Who the fuck gonna be Blade?
Sticky fingers,
My
man.
man from
Actually,
Honest.
on the low, I heard.
Get out,
I heard
dog. Get out.
No. I heard that Blade series wasn't that bad though on the low.
I heard that too.
I watched it.
I heard it wasn't that bad. There's people try to act like it is.
No.
Or is it, I've never watched it.
I watched the first. It's on Hulu.
It is okay.
You can say that it's cool for the time period that it's in.
Right.
Like if we would have watched it back when
Yeah.
it was on, we'd be like, oh yeah, this is kind of cool. But like now, you be
Yeah,
like,
it didn't age well.
yeah. I mean, Sticky Fingers really didn't do that bad. He didn't. No, he definitely didn't. He definitely wasn't honestly get the fuck up. For what was it? 2006, 2008.
yeah.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Like you could. There's an appreciation value. You be like, yeah. But in comparison to what the fuck's going on now, you be like, nah, nigga. Like, so here's a question.
I can tell you who would be a good Blade, young Blade.
We're going young Blade.
Yeah, I think because it should be his daughter, the girl from The Hate You Give.
I don't think did I see that? I don't think I saw it. Actually, I didn't go see it because you and Raven rated on that bitch. Bad. So I was like, all right. No.
I mean, I would say it's bad. It just wasn't as good as people were trying.
So the question is, are we?
Amanda Sternberg is her name.
Oh, right
She
from
played-
Hunger Games.
Yeah, from Hunger Games.
I got to see her in combat.
Right, but I'm saying if you just train her up, I mean, shit. When some other cats in the Marvel movies didn't have no training, but they trained them up.
Like who?
Chris Hemsworth, all them cats had to go through training.
That's not but that choreography is different. Like martial arts versus like straight.
Okay,
like this nigga's a guy.
what this Black Widow? What you call it? She didn't have no training before that.
She had to have something though. She
Nah,
was
she
too many.
did because she did other action movies before.
No, she got more action movies after that.
Who?
No, because
Scarlett Johansson?
No, she was in The Island.
The Island was a big action film.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
Dude, that's a lot of agility work, G. That's a lot of fucking agility work. And like you talking Black Panther level shit.
But maybe she doesn't have to necessarily do all that at the beginning because you're training her up.
I mean, that's fine. I'm just
And
like
Wesley can still do some scenes for you too to get you through. Wesley doesn't have
You don't think
Wesley
Wesley could pull off a OG Blade?
I mean, technically,
Of course he can.
But like this, you can say because Blade does age, so you can.
But the thing is the key is to become.
Blade does age.
Yes,
The key is to become lean and ripped as you can be at his age.
Y'all do know that Blade is 60.
Let's
Let's
Blade's
keep
whole
it
It's 56 right now.
Okay.
But no, that's Blade. But that's Blade's whole weakness. Blade, because his half human does age like a normal person. Yeah. He can't.
I was gonna say, are we taking Michael Jai White? Because there's a vast difference when we look at Michael Jai White and we look at Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes.
They got two different body types. Wesley Snipes is 5'9". He's mine.
Yeah. Well, Jai White is the same thing.
Nigga.
Right. I said there's two different body types.
Well, I understand that. Well, it doesn't. Listen to what I'm saying.
I'd rather see Dumpson or big man. What's his name? What's the homeboy for Amistad? What's my man? Digimon Hansen. Yeah, I'd rather see him. He's still.
You just call him Digimon Hansen.
Look. I'm not saying. Last time I saw Wesley, he looked very frail.
Yeah.
Like that's why I thought he was older than he was.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I can't imagine him being Blade, being in that type of shit. I can't. It's hard for me to see.
Look how long Rob Perlman did Hellboy.
And that's a lot of prosthetics, though.
But it's still
you're gonna have to beat him up. He could
be hunchback though, so he wasn't. I mean, he stood right.
The nigga was red, but he still didn't do the choreography. Blade's flipping niggas. Blade is running off the wall.
Who's gonna say, Wesley, we gonna need you to do this?
Just walking up and punching niggas in the mouth. That's two different.
I think he could do it. I think Wesley could do it, man. I think Snipes could do it, man. Just because if he gets his physique where he needed to be, he can't be thick trying to be thick brolic. You got to be lean, and cutty, almost at his age.
Blade's a ninja in the scene.
Right, yeah. Exactly. That's what
you got to look like that's. I'm keeping 100 with you. That's what's wrong with Ben Affleck. He's not lean and cutty like if he was skinny as he was in the town. He's too thick. No, I'm keeping it real.
Thick though.
If you didn't have to say some way really on some cocky stuff now.
Because Christian Bale was Diesel.
He came out of rehab last month and that kid was right. He was you could see him.
Who?
Ben Affleck. He just has to get right. Snipes would have to really do it.
Snipes just did a TV show. He was an action star in it. That one that got canceled.
Yeah.
His name.
He does all action films.
All choreography ain't good choreography.
7 seconds.
There's a lot of niggas.
The Shallows. That kid been.
The Shallows was terrible.
It doesn't matter. But it was the point. It was the point.
I'm not saying. Here's the thing. I'm not saying that he can't do it. I'm saying can he do it?
It's the player. It's the player.
Here's the thing. Dude's already a 7th degree. He can move well. But there's a lot that goes into speed. It'd have been different if Wesley hadn't already been Blade. You see what I'm saying? Then you don't have those expectations.
But now we know he's already been.
No, but that's the whole point is if you're going to have him as Blade, that means you're going to understand that time went past and he's not going to be the same as the Frost Blade. You know what I'm saying?
He still have, I don't know.
Can you expect him to to move like a ninja still?
Yeah, Wesley Snipes was one of my heroes growing up. Literally, same body type, I can literally quote almost every word for word.
Sean Connery was doing The Rock when he was 79, man. So look,
white man can't jump.
Man, I didn't know he was a martial artist for real. Until I watched Demolition Man. He really know this.
He's dead.
He's got 12 different.
He was man of the 90s.
He knows the 7 different styles of. He was my first introduction to fucking capoeira.
I was this nigga's a Wakanda for real.
Yeah, he would have been the perfect Black Panther back then.
We also have the aspect of Blade being older. That's the thing.
No, I know.
You got to run with that though. If you're gonna do it, run with it. But like you said, bring the little one in. You know what I'm saying?
I guess. That's all. If we want to keep.
Come on, how old is Hugh Jackman?
If we want to keep
50.
He's older than 50.
Hugh Jackman is?
Yeah, but Hugh Jackman went in jail.
That makes even more of my point that he actually got them extra years that he ain't had that wear and tear regular life.
But no, that's what I'm saying. He was that's stressful, nigga. He came out looking stressed as a motherfucker.
But he looked straight.
So I'm not saying we can't give it a chance. What I'm saying is if we do we want to see Blade or do we want to see Blade to Dark?
And then Blade always got the trench coat on. So what do you really need to see so much? You know what I mean? They can dress him right.
I'm worried about I don't care.
If
he ever just rose from the trench coat and him and me, we got the same arms, I'm gonna be like, hey.
Man, look, man. Bro.
Hey, you a god ninja, nigga. Like, you can't be snacking on big legs at the same time.
I mean, put it like this. You just need to do some P90X.
No, but you're right though.
No, but seriously, the nigga P90X is like 60. I'm serious.
How many OGs was in the 300?
Y'all heard wild on the OG Wesley Snipes. Like, he ain't in shape and shit.
I'm not saying he's not. That's what I'm saying.
I haven't seen that. I just remember when I saw him, he came out of jail. He looked frail. Don't let us get too kind to meet him. I'm throwing all y'all niggas up under the bus. First thing I'm saying is,
I'm the one I want to see it.
Hey, Wesley.
Hey, no, Wesley, look, I'm going to say, Wesley is my guy, I'm telling you. Wesley was my, Sidney Dean, all them niggas, that was my guy.
But he's not your guy no more.
That's what I'm saying.
Why not? Passing the torch.
Blade 3 happened. Walker's happened. What you talking about?
He was still whooping ass in Blade 3. It doesn't mean it was an excellent
Expendables
movie.
happened.
Expendables happened.
I
didn't watch Ghostbuster. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's still a hero up here, okay? That is my nigga. I don't want to see my heroes falling.
You gotta let him do it, and you gotta let him do it in a way of like how much he's passing it down somehow.
Well, I guess I'm also saying, do we want to see Blade or do we want to see his daughter?
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yeah. I would still want to see him Blade. I could care less about the daughter, even though if they do it right.
So if we redo it, if we launch another Blade,
why not?
Do we want to see him as Blade? So we gonna old man Logan this nigga for the next 2 movies.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I know. This is a question. I'm not saying this is a bad idea.
Old niggas right now, old niggas kicking asses in right now.
They are.
Because look, Liam Neeson would set the tone.
And he's 70-something right now doing another movie like
that. He said that, no, but Taken was early. There was a lot of shit.
He just did Commuter. He just did Commuter.
Nigga, they had a 75-year-old nigga.
He did Run All.
Moving train.
He did Run All Night. He did Run All Night, and Common was chasing him.
I'm just putting it
he
out
did
there.
Run All Night, and Common was chasing him.
Moving train.
Am I lying?
To another moving train.
He did Run All Night.
And I was supposed to be okay with that.
Come
I was supposed to be okay.
And then
with
John Wick is still running around at 54, getting it in with part 3. Snipes could come back and do a Blade, man.
I'm not saying that he can't. What I'm saying is,
and you know Keanu Reeves has
Tom Cruise is
no cut up nowhere.
Hey, Tom Cruise broke his foot doing this last one.
Yeah.
And that's why niggas need to be careful. You need to hold on to your eye.
Scientology has kept this nigga alive long enough.
I'm gone. Oh man.
James was like, I might have to look into this shit. This nigga's definitely still been around and kicking.
This nigga been alive and kicking. They paid to keep this nigga in good use.
Next up,
they out here harvesting organs, nigga. Y'all better be careful. Y'all better be careful.
Next up, New Mutants is probably going to Hulu and not going to theaters. The movie New Mutants.
Damn.
God damn it.
That motherfucker must be trash.
Hey, time out. So has straight to streaming service now become straight to DVD?
Yes.
What's going on?
No. I think it depends.
Because there's a Netflix movie that's about to win. So
it depends on what's going on.
Yeah.
I think it is a dumping ground, but also there was some good movies that came out straight to DVD that were then you'd be like, oh damn, that was a dope ass movie.
Oh no, I agree, but
Blood
like
Bone,
just the phrase.
Blood Bone is straight to DVD. I fuck with it.
What was it?
Blood Bone is straight to DVD.
Oh, there's the Gallows.
Never back. Look. Never back down too. Never back down too.
Wesley,
never back down too.
Wesley,
Michael John White.
I appreciate
Get
the
off my
Gallon
nigga,
Walkers.
man. Get off my nigga, man.
I appreciate the Gallon Walkers, Wesley. Just FYI.
No, he was really geeked about Gallon Walkers. Hey, but he also talked shit about it because he said that shit was shot with a Nokia 540 cell phone.
Man, don't do that, man. Come on, Snipes.
No,
show
Daryl
respect,
said that.
Man. It's demolition,
Daryl
man.
said it was shot with a
Daryl be forgetting
he
his old show, man.
said it was shot with a Nokia phone because he was.
That's fucked up. That was a private conversation.
Hey, he sent it to me. He was like, "Hey, yo, check this shit out, man. My man is back." And I said, "Daryl." He was like, "Okay, it looked like it was shot with a camera phone, but he got to get back on." I was like, "Support my nigga, man."
Look, we just want to see the best for these brothers.
We want best for Wesley, man. That's why, hey, no, I'm telling you.
Come on, Shadow Henderson.
No, so
Hey,
New Mutants going to
CDD.
Hulu, man. So that they just trying to get all these Fox movies out the way. I think the only reason that
So the movie,
X-Men,
New
the movie's
Mutants.
gonna be on Hulu is not going to theaters.
Wow, they trying to chuck them out the window.
It's a Hulu original?
No, it's just like, hey, y'all have this shit.
I would have gave it to Netflix and said, put your tag on
It's
it.
like, how much can y'all give us for it? We give y'all $2 million. Cool, take it.
Hey, he
Like,
said
take it.
he
We need some
said
money.
they handed it to
Oh,
Hulu like
snap.
a mixtape.
Exactly.
Hey, check this out, bro. Let me know what you think.
Yeah.
That pill.
If you want to throw in a streaming service, that'd be great.
That'll be cool.
That's
crazy.
That piffed the whole situation.
So that, and that was the one that was the scary version.
The scary version,
Oh
yeah.
man.
And the only reason I think they're coming out with the X-Men in theaters because the X-Men stuff has some cachet they can make some money off of, even though the movie people saying it's trash.
You talking about the Dark Phoenix?
Yeah, everybody's saying
But
it's trash.
it's the parts in it though. You know that it's Michael Fassbender. It's the
Right,
kid.
or something. It's people in it, right?
split,
You know,
yeah.
like in the New Mutants, it's
You know
like it's a
what I
new
realized?
property nobody knows about, and they saying it's trash. It's like, what's the
Kevin
point?
Feige has been involved in every X-Men movie, dog.
Who?
Kevin Feige has been involved in every
snap.
X-Men movie.
Hey, is the NBA?
I swear to God, I looked it up. Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige has been with all them, like, I've danced every movie since the first
But no,
X-Men
no.
was on the guy.
So let me ask you this. So is he NBAing
No.
the X-Men series? Is he taking on purpose so he can get some star power the next like he go into other stars and be like, hey, I know this last X-Men sucked, but you could be the one to turn it around. We can give you this star part.
No, let's move forward then. If you think that that's going to happen, Alexandria Shipp is mad because everybody's already said who they want to cast as Storm, the girl from the Bill Street Could Talk. They got a whole campaign to make her the new Storm since Marvel getting X-Men. And she got mad and was like,
so she want to stay on as.
No, yeah, she's like, I think I may be staying on, and me was like, no, she's not. That's like, and then like, rumor has it, the old girl from Bill, I forgot her name from Bill Street Could Talk, the main star there, they was like, she can go play Storm.
So wait, which was this past?
Alexandria Shipp is the light skinned girl that's playing the one now.
The one that was in
Apocalypse, and she's in Dark Phoenix. But they trying to go back to the OG roots and having to be in a dark skinned woman.
Yeah.
And I get why they cast Alexandria Shipp because they're trying to keep it continuity with Halle Berry being cast. Because she's supposed to be a younger Halle Berry.
Right.
Because then when they did the prequel, they tried to keep it continuity wise. I get why they did it.
But they trying to start over now.
And they trying to do it right, which I agree with totally that she being from Africa.
Really?
She ain't even from Africa in the prequels. They got her from Egypt, Cairo and shit. Yeah, Storm. You ain't never seen Apocalypse?
Nah, I have.
Where was it another African in there that wasn't like a Northern African?
I mean,
No, you're right. I'm gonna say this: if they ever do an X-Men movie, just do it based off the original 5. That's what I want to see. Give me an X-Men movie based off the original 5. That's the X-Men movie I want to see.
Yeah, you don't even have Wolverine in it.
No, straight up, give me the original
The
5.
original 5 is
give me Cyclops, Jean
Beast,
Grey, Beast,
Angel,
Iceman. Cyclops, Beast, Angel, Iceman, and Jean Grey.
Yep.
Just give me no 5, and you can do a whole
because
movie.
you can split
so
Angel
technically
to
Egypt
Apocalypse.
is in Africa.
It is. No, it is. But, I'm saying,
It's
but she's like from
Africa.
Kenya or like I think she's from Kenya.
He's saying basically she's
sub-Saharan
sub-Saharan
Africa.
Africa.
I got
She's
you.
supposed to be sub-Saharan.
So you mad because they took liberties and was like,
No,
we gonna
she's
brighten
from
this up a
because
little
the whole
bit.
thing is she's from a tribe. Like that's the whole thing. She like Professor X found her in a tribe.
And she's supposed to be worshipped like a goddess. Because of her.
So they got away
And she's
from
like
the
a mega
complete
level.
order.
She's like mega level like mutant too. Like,
Yeah, she's
it's like Jean Grey. And like she's right up under that. Like the power, her power. When
Oh, I got you. And they made her like she the firstborn of some immigrants in Canada or some shit.
Firstborn immigrants.
I ain't technically from Africa. My parents.
Yeah. So basically, she's supposed to be
Kenyan.
She's Kenyan, but she stayed in Cairo, Egypt, but she's Kenyan.
Kenyan.
So she's supposed to be a dark. So she's supposed to be a dark-skinned African woman, dark-skinned Kenyan woman.
I mean, we saw that. I mean, from the cartoon and
Right.
and all the
Yeah.
comics.
She's supposed to be an actual
So I thought she
Kenyan
was
woman.
Kenyan,
Yeah, she's Kenyan, but lived in Egypt. She's a Kenyan born Egyptian. Put like that.
Garcelle Booby should have played her back in the day.
No, it was Angela Bassett. That was the one that everybody wanted.
Everybody.
That was
Angela
the
Bassett.
Yeah, everybody wanted that shit.
She would have the accent,
And
everything.
and the side.
Dude, she did the accent for us in fucking Notorious. With the playing Biggie's mom. That was the accent she would have had at Storm.
Yeah.
And she would have killed it.
She can still do a Storm.
Yeah. Man, they dropped the ball.
She was damn Storm in fucking Black Panther. She came in with
And
all
also,
that, all that great niggas was like.
side note, she's the main villain in Bumblebee. She's the voice.
Yeah, that's
the
the
main
her.
villain.
That she was the first woman to be.
Yeah, she's the main voice, the villain, the woman voice. That's
I
Angela
didn't know
Bassett.
that. I didn't know. I had no idea.
That's the Angela Bassett.
I knew it was familiar too.
Shout out to Courtney B. Vance, man, for scooping up Angela
Hey,
Bassett, dog.
nigga, hey, smart. He got there early.
Shout out to the preacher's wife.
Early. I already see it.
He saw her in what was the movie with her? Because they got married after Lawrence Fishburne movie.
What I do?
Yep, he was like early. All right,
Courtney B. Vance been on. He say ever since he got that Disney money from the preacher's wife, he been good ever since, dog.
So live action Tom and Jerry movie supposed to be in the works.
No, I'm good.
I'm good. Next.
Yeah, all right. Teddy, you anything on live action?
Hey,
I
man,
mean,
it ain't Tom and Jerry unless you have the mammy, okay?
Netflix.
Thomas! Thomas!
wow.
Hey, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Hey, that's real. That's real.
Netflix is supposed to have a Resident Evil series.
Yeah, I heard about it.
I heard about
Hey, make it like Resident Evil 7, I'm on board.
it. Ooh.
Just don't have it like them whack ass movies.
Have y'all ever played Resident Evil 7? Or the new Resident Evil 2 that's out?
I haven't played Resident Evil since PlayStation.
Right, exactly.
Resident Evil was ill, man. Resident Evil 7 was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the most part.
I mean, I ain't gonna front though, man. I'm a little bit too scared, man, to be playing some of them games at this point in my life.
Like Mortal Kombat 11?
I'm not doing none of that.
Oh yeah, I'm doing Mortal Kombat 11.
No, I mean, I'll play Mortal Kombat, that's fine. But Resident Evil has jump stuff to make you like scream and shit.
Yeah,
and I got a family and stuff.
Yeah,
and
Resident-
people be like, ah! And motherfuckers think it's some real shit
What
going
are you
down.
doing in that?
See, look, Resident Evil 7 is the one that got fucked up. That's because it's all first person. The whole game's first person. And it's pretty much the Texas Chainsaw Massacre down in the bayou.
But with
So,
zombies. Oh no, it's like
no, it's like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Like, so Leatherface
It's like a superhuman version of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre down the
so
bayou.
like the family is that family.
So
is
it's
like,
a whole-
or more like the Hills Have Eyes kind of thing.
Kind of basically think Hills Have Eyes mixed with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but with a Resident Evil twist.
Oh, fuck that, I'm out. I'm not doing it. But I'll watch the series though.
Like it's some shit like and like shit turning like and like shit turns like the Thing. That's another thing. It makes it like the Thing. Like stuff
I can't
like
even.
The Thing.
I can't even sit through the whole the thing now. I'm talking about the old.
Yeah.
So think the
And,
old school version of the
yeah.
Thing mixed with Texas Chainsaw Massacre mixed with like some Hills Have Eyes shit down in the bayous of Louisiana.
I meant to ask you before we moved on. Did you ever watch? Did you finish Baki?
Oh yeah,
What'd you think?
Baki's something else, man. Look,
We talking about the anime corner.
yeah,
I forgot about it.
yeah. So yeah, I'll get in it. But yeah, Baki's a show.
In Avengers End Game, some people are saying that the vanished people could be the real people who vanished. That's a theory out there.
What?
So basically saying the people the true survivors are the people that actually vanished, and everyone else technically died. Like we watching something different.
So they just put the vanish, the little
The vanished people
the
actually
the confetti niggas are in reality.
In reality, right.
I ain't got
This is what happened when you smoke some good weed. Okay. That's
Next
what
up,
I'm saying.
Kevin Smith wants Michael Keaton to do Batman Beyond. Starring Batman.
Hey, low key, that would work.
Yeah. I think
Have Michael Keaton, Bruce Wayne,
Yeah, and all
as he is now.
It'd be an older Bruce Wayne.
So who would be the new?
I mean,
You can find someone. You can
It's a
find,
teenager,
it's
right?
a teenager, right?
you have to get like a teenager. You can probably get like, or you can get someone like, you can get like someone either a teenager or someone that looks like a teenager,
Like early 20s.
kind of like how Tom Holland is.
Yeah.
like
He's like what, 21 or something.
like mid 20s almost.
Yeah, he definitely looks like a teenager.
So
So new Ghostbusters movie is in the works.
I'm with it.
With the direct continuation.
Yeah.
And you see a list.
But not from the.
From the first two.
Yeah,
Leslie Jones-
it's the son of the original dude.
Yeah.
Like he's making the third movie continuing the story of the originals.
And they're putting
okay.
And look, if Bill Murray's on, I'm in.
on.
I'm in. Look, so if he's and they said it's gonna be 4. It's gonna be a mixed group of Ghostbusters, 2 men and 2 women, which they should have
All right.
done in the first place.
How much y'all want to bet one of them is Kevin Hart?
Ooh, yes.
The son that said more. Son that said more.
Son is yep.
Son that said
Yep.
more.
Have you heard a story about the
Because
Ghostbusters originally?
Because Ernie Hudson is legit 70. Legit 70.
So also, y'all know that Eddie Murphy was going to play that role. And Ernie Hudson saw the original script because they thought Eddie Murphy had originally signed on to be in Ghostbusters. So it was that the black character was in the movie the whole time. So when Ernie Hudson read the script, he was reading all Eddie Murphy stuff in there. So when he shows up, they like, oh no, you only in half of this movie.
And what's crazy,
they rewrote it.
And what's crazy is when you really realize that.
Wait. I don't understand.
So Eddie Murphy was like a main star of the movie.
Right. I know.
Because you got all those cast members from Saturday Night Live,
right?
Except for
Harold Ramis.
Yeah. So Eddie Murphy was hot then. So they had him written in there.
Right.
All throughout the movie. You remember Ernie Hudson's character doesn't come into the middle of the movie.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Eddie Murphy was at the beginning. It was always for.
I'm just saying, like, how did
they rewrote the script on Ernie Hudson? He read the original script and they said, "Hey, you want to be in this movie?" He read the original script. When he went to the actual set, it was rewrites.
So at that point, Eddie Murphy had already pulled out.
Yes.
When he showed it, but they sent him the original copy.
So he shows up on day 1. Like, you don't need to be to day 10. You didn't read it. You know he supposed to be to day 10, right?
That's the bait and switch, bro.
Yes.
He
got bait and switch.
That's like, here's the job description, and then you get there, it's like, oh no. We changed this part time now.
Yeah.
You ain't know.
That's exactly it.
And what's crazy is when you really think about it, like Ernie Hudson really played a straight man of the whole crew.
Oh yeah, I know.
it's like,
and they rewrote it.
It's like he's a straight man. Like it's like, oh, in the straight man you see him early movie, so he in the mid movie. Like, wait a minute, why are we in the straight man now?
I guess it makes sense. So who was gonna be the straight man before Harold Ramis?
They was just gonna have it just kind of. They wasn't no straight man like that.
Well, Harold Ramis wrote it though, right?
Yeah, so he was kind of the straight man. Yeah, already.
Right, but the true straight man is definitely Winston Zimmer because he's the most common sense person in the whole group.
Winston Zimmer was going to be actually one of the dude they went like college with that was like just happened to be down with the team that helped him. They helped him pass his. It was supposed to be like I think the risk had him getting past his test, getting past like he was like an athlete and like the cats used to hook him up and help him out with his chemistry class and he stayed cool with them.
So basically, it's just. Hey, they just rewrote it just for Ernie Hudson.
Yeah, that's interesting. They took him out. So but Leslie Jones jumping on one time. She mad that why she not being included. I was like, because I heard the movie is whack.
The movie ain't that good. It said no, maybe this movie. It's okay. It's not. It's
like Aquaman level.
Okay. So
I don't know. I haven't seen Aquaman, yeah, but I have seen Ghostbusters. I mean, it wasn't bad, but
it's okay. It's okay.
I think it's hard to try to remake something dealing with all that. I don't know. I think it's hard to try to remake a classic like that.
Right, and then I like a sequel idea of it.
But it wasn't bad. I mean, the movie wasn't bad. But
it was okay.
I don't
think it warranted
like some of the jokes.
It didn't warrant a sequel. It just wasn't good enough to warrant a sequel. That's all it was. It's kind of like Ocean's 8, kind of like how they did Ocean's 8. Like,
I thought that was pretty decent.
Now Ocean's 8 was decent, but the Ocean's 8 was decent, but
it wasn't good enough to write.
I don't think it'd be good enough to write. It's not like Ocean. It's not like Ocean 11. Ocean 11 was the shit with the remake and the original.
Well, there's a lot of things that are just cool, and then they come out with like the part 2s, and you like.
But the Ocean movies, 11, 12, 13 actually was good. Something like Ocean 8, it was like, oh, it's cool for the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of how you had saw Ghostbusters, the female versions. Like, oh, it was cool for the moment. And then people like, well, it's because they're women. Say, no, because you can't say that because it's been a lot of movies with some damn good female leads that's been phenomenal over these last few years. So we can't say that. So it's
I don't think it had nothing to do with it. I think
that's what Leslie Jones tried to make it to be, though. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. That's what she tried to make it to be, and it's not this. And now, sister, the movie maybe wasn't that good to warrant a sequel. I mean, that's just what it is.
I mean, I thought it was okay. I thought it was cool. I mean, you know.
You're right.
All right. Next up, mentioning bad things happening. Coming to America 2 is supposed to be really happening. They already have a director, everything going on for it.
We'll just see.
I just think you can't recreate that, man.
Nah, that's not
after Black Panther, it's kind of like, you missed your shot. After Black Panther happened, you missed your shot. Yeah. No, because think about it. Because that's basically what low key niggas been waiting for.
Nah, but it's different. There's a difference coming from like a comic book version versus like a straight comedy.
I mean, granted, but now we have that. But the thing about it is like what we saw with all that regalness and stuff like that we got with Come to America back in the '80s. We have that now with Black Panther.
I don't think there could be enough regalness.
I'm talking about the stakes of the movie itself, not even the aspect of Zamunda. I'm talking about just. That brand of comedy. All those.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was like, there's still a lot of bias that was more so accepted back then. That's not so much, but that doesn't mean you can't make it work for you though. Like, you just have to be really clever and creative. But I'm just trying to imagine like what the premise is going to be.
Well, no, they said he has an illegitimate son in America and he's gonna come back.
So this is almost like a getting to know. This is like I'm trying to think of a movie where it's like father and son.
Yeah, like,
getting to know each other.
Name any movie from the 2000s almost that was like where dad is finally coming. He found out he has a new kid.
I'm just trying to think of like comedy, like like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Nah. Or Bruce Willis.
What's the one with that just came out? They had two of them with Mark Wahlberg. Where like
Daddy's Home?
No, like Stepdad or something like that. Ain't nowhere like
you talking about with
Will Ferrell.
Daddy's Home.
That's Daddy's Home.
That's Daddy's Home. Yeah, they did two of those.
Yeah, but that's a competition between the fathers. Like I'm just trying to think about like father and son directly. Like, oh, now you coming back and we go on these wacky adventures together, trying to get to know each other. And
I mean, Dr. Evil and his son.
Kind of, sort of. Like, that's just completely played out. Like, and they're black.
Yeah. Also, the Boomerang TV show is like.
Nope.
No, I'm like real mad at this. Have y'all seen these pictures of this cast and stuff?
I refuse.
And I will give them the benefit of the doubt. Lena Waithe is involved in it. She's been doing some dope stuff.
Right.
But I don't know though, B. This looks, man. They got homeboy from Everybody Hates Chris. The little brother is playing like Jacqueline's son, and then they got this other girl playing Halle Berry and Angela and Marcus's daughter, and like all these random other characters, which is fine. But Boomerang was so hitting on so many points,
and it was good for that time period.
Yeah.
For that time period,
it can still go now because I think a lot of the stuff that it was addressing, like we still.
I
mean, addressing now, but I'm just saying, like the way Boomerang was back in that time, like in that time period in the '90s, it worked perfectly for that time.
I just don't understand like why it has to be Boomerang now. Like, what's the like?
Yeah, like we didn't. The story was complete. It wasn't even like
you don't need it. The team was. It's a catch grab.
Yeah. It's on BT,
I mean, let's just call it what it is. Yeah. I mean, shout out to Lena Waithe. Don't get me wrong, I love because I'm still waiting on the Shot season 2.
Yeah.
So I'm still waiting.
And I'm mad now because I'm not getting Shot season 2 because we fucking around with this goddamn Boomerang show.
Right. That's all.
We doing
right, because the Shot season 2 of the Shot is needed.
Next one, Teddy, you appreciate this one the most. The Vanilla Ice biopic is coming, starring David Franco.
You know what?
David Franco.
Hey,
wow. Hey.
This is my
this is Oscar worthy.
I'm sorry. Put like this. If we could get my man Tommy Wiseau and they can give me a movie off that, anything possible. It's possible. Just have James Franco.
Y'all thinking James Franco. This is David Franco.
No, that's what I said. We're talking about his little brother.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. His little brother was in the movie about Tommy Wiseau.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think he actually played the dude that actually helped Tommy Wiseau with the movie. If I'm not mistaken. So that's what I'm saying.
This could be Oscar winning, man. I hope they go in deep.
Hey, the question is it going to grab white people's attention like Bobby Brown grabbed ours?
Yes. They love Vanilla. Y'all remember when Vanilla Ice's career really went over?
Suge Knight when he got him do it?
No. When he went on Arsenio Hall. And he was saying all them lies. He was saying all them lies, and then he was like, "Man, Flavor Flav is like my boy." He's like, "Man, Flavor Flav is here," and he brought Flavor Flav out. Flavor Flav's like, "I don't know, homie, for real."
This is how Vanilla Ice came over with me. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Ninja Rap is like, go Ninja, go. Say what you want, but niggas in the night, look, the millennials don't know shit about Go Ninja, Go Ninja, go.
I think that's my alarm, dog, for my text message.
Go Ninja, go.
Next up.
It gets you hype every time, dude.
The rise of Netflix competitors has pushed people into bootlegging, they said. Like,
really? So what? So next water's wet. Next? Water's wet?
I mean, people, like, we talk about time, there's so much content, man. You just be like, fuck it, I'm going to trap out the bandwidth then.
You got to.
I'm just going to keep my Netflix and maybe my Amazon Prime, and then I'm trapping out the bandwidth. Trapping out the bandwidth after that. Let's go into it. Anime pick of the week.
Baki.
Baki.
B-A-K-I. Bravo, Alpha, Kilo, I. Infinite, nigga. But now, straight up and down now, Baki is a dope show. It's a continuation series. It's when you watch Baki, it's really a continuation.
It's a continuation from the movie.
It's continuation way back in the day. Like they had
95.
Not even just 95. Back in the 2000s, they had started all the way back over to the origin. So back when he was 14.
I never saw because
it's on YouTube. I'll send it to you.
Bet.
It's called Baki the Grappler. So that's the original. It's just Baki the Grappler. It's about him being 14, and that's the first season. Then the second season is the tournament, which you talking about,
right? In the movie,
which is technically the abridged version of the whole tournament I'm talking about.
Gotcha.
So it's a whole tournament based on it. It's really what you seen in the movie is just one fight in the whole tournament.
Oh,
it's really like he had like 5.
I know they talked about it because I was trying to think back on that, and I was like, dude, a lot of these people they were talking about that he beat like in this series. I was like, I don't remember them from the movie at all.
No,
like,
yeah. So if you watch the series from back in the 2000s, both seasons, this is technically season 3.
Gotcha.
Technically, you was called this season 3 because it's that continuation story.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's only between those 3 seasons 4 years happening. From this nigga being 13, 14 to like 7. No, he's 13 in the first season and he's 17 in this one.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
in the movie, but that tournament is like you said, it's a bridge version of
it's a bridge
those 2 series.
It's a bridge of the second season.
Of the second season. Well, so in the second season, does he fight the same person he does in the tournament?
Yeah, like he fight. Everyone is still the same how he fights. You just now you get to see more fights and you get a more in depth version of how it would go down.
Okay.
And then you get to see Baki got a whole brother that you don't even know about.
Wow.
He got a whole brother.
Because in this series, like this shit is off the chain. Like it went left.
Right. So basically, now in the anime, if I'm not mistaken, now in the manga, this is the first story technically from the manga, which is the Death Row Convicts.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, but I think in the anime, and so like back in the anime, they incorporate like how did we even get to this point?
Right.
This is how we got here. Here you go. So it's kind of like Baki the Grappler, then Baki Maximum Tournament, then Baki. If that makes sense. But yeah, it's just about a 17-year-old that's built like a Wakandan, man, that be beating the shit out of everybody. I mean, that's the best way I can put it.
Like he picks up techniques like that, people been trying to master for years.
It's like Street Fighter literally on steroids. No one's supernatural.
Well, in Baki,
in Baki. So it's like,
but not the tournament.
Not the tournament. Everyone in like this is like have some kind of huge supernatural feat, even though they have no supernatural stuff
powers,
going on.
Yeah.
They have no powers, but they got supernatural feat. They can do like superhuman level stuff. It's like how you able to like 100 crack fists like the Statue of Liberty. You know what I'm saying? Doing something, fucking up the Statue of Liberty. Like all these niggas is Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star, dog.
Okay. Like every one of them. Niggas taking like straight gunshots to the face.
Like taking whole bullets in the mouth and getting exploded into like it's some crazy.
It's crazy.
Like niggas getting punched through like solid steel and brick.
Oh wow, they're wild. Okay.
So yeah, but it's straight up like on some like it's a Street Fighter type series, but it's real good. Like say if you just want to see people beat the shit out of each other for like episodes on end and just like what the hell did I just watch?
It's like it's Dragon Ball Z if the niggas was human. Cause some niggas be getting fucked up, and then you think the shit's over, and then the next episode happens. He was like, "I use a Tokugami technique to put my bones back together." You're like,
whoa, why is he back?
When did this happen?
Right, and it's like 3 white dudes. It's like 3 white dudes. No, it's like 4 white dudes.
Nigga,
and like,
it's
like 4 white dudes and 1 Asian dude. Like this enemies,
dude. They have the American white dude on there.
It's 2 American white dudes.
Who's the? Oh yeah.
You got the bald head.
I'm talking about the other dude with the hair,
yeah.
the silver hair. He has the ability to find loopholes in your mind and make you see shit that's not there.
Hypnosis.
He can mid-fight. He can hypnotize you.
I'm talking about.
I'm
talking about high level niggas that's got like 30 years in the game.
And I'm talking about like it's funny as fuck because you'll be in the middle of fighting him. He will hypnotize you, and then you will think. You are beating his ass. He will convince you that you are whipping his ass in your mind.
And really, you just shadow boxing
in the corner.
In real life. And he just standing to the side.
And looking at you, telling you where you fucked up.
And he just looks.
Hey, you be be talking shit to this nigga the whole time, and then he like somebody walking in, he was like, yeah, he thinks he's fighting me. He's trying to do. I was like, that's fucked up. That's some fucked up shit.
All right, next up, conspiracy theory of the week. Teddy, you gave me these two about the repeated signal coming from a billion miles away.
I don't even remember this. This shit was so long.
It's a repeated signal coming from space for 1.5 billion miles away. It keeps on repeatedly going to
hey,
NASA.
man. Don't answer.
And then the next one, they trying to make a real Jurassic Park. Scientists say they can recreate dinosaurs. In
Ian Malcolm already said, "Don't play God, my nigga."
We
that shit alone.
How this ends. We made several movies, several franchises about this.
Apex predators died 65 million years ago for a reason. Don't bring that shit back. Yeah, I'm about to get out of here in a minute. But don't bring back an Apex. You want to bring yourself back in the food chain for what? Why do you want to put yourself back? We are literally out of the food chain. Why do you want to put yourself back?
I'm going to say this right now. Mm-hmm. If it happens, know that there was no diversity at the table when that decision was made. There was no person of melanin at that table.
There was no Tyrone.
The janitors are all the same color. Like nobody of melanin was in there.
The only person that had sense was Dr. Ian Malcolm, who said, "Nah, you don't want to do that."
It is probably a good idea.
This ain't the best
This
idea.
probably ain't a good idea. I understand we can make some money, but there's other ways to make
It's
money.
like, oh, but I mean, it's,
Y'all can open up a
dinosaurs.
Shopify shop.
Who don't want to see that? Who don't want to see dinosaurs? It's dinosaurs. Yeah, but you putting us back in the food chain, man. I don't think you want to do that.
All right, last up is our trailers. Sleeve it or leave it. First up, The Umbrella Academy. This is a film from the comic book, The Umbrella Academy. Basically like the story of the X-Men.
How they started.
But it's not the X-Men. It's just it's a new made-up group from a comic, but it's like the X-Men. And basically, Professor Xavier got killed. And everybody came back to try to figure out what happened to him.
Gotcha.
And they all become a team again.
I'm going to sleeve it.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep. I think I'm gonna check it out.
Sleeve it.
Sleeve it. John Wick 3.
Sleeve. You ain't
Sleeve it.
Sleeve.
Teddy Pendergrass. If you don't know me.
Sleeve.
Yes.
Just because we share the same first name.
Do you respect Teddy Pendergrass more or Teddy Riley? Like, who do you identify with? In the Teddy lexicon.
Teddy Riley.
I was gonna say Teddy Riley.
Yeah, because I was like, you had Teddy Jam. He actually made songs with the name.
And I definitely was gonna put that as my ringtone.
Next up is Fast Color. This one stars Gugu Mbatha Raw, already gonna be there because she's bad. As a woman who comes to her own after discovering she has superhuman abilities. When her powers are discovered, the woman is forced to abandon her family in order to protect them. Years later, her mission to remain unseen brings her back home.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleeve it.
She's a good actress too, man.
She is. I'm just getting tired of superheroes.
Everybody trying to dip to that well. That well, the water. Yeah. The water's run dry.
It's
getting
getting there. We getting there.
We getting there to saturation. I think we passed it though at this point, right? Oversaturation.
Yeah.
Comic book stuff.
Yeah. Well, just the whole superpower genre. Like, what if?
Next up, we have Polar. This is a Netflix film.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
This is
if John Wick was Norwegian.
Right. The world's top assassin, Duncan Vivalza, a.k.a. the Black Kaiser, is settling into retirement when his former employer marks him as a liability to the firm. Against his will, he finds himself going the game head to head with an army of younger, fastless, and ruthless killers.
Wait, that's the thing that came on Netflix?
Yes.
Yeah. I started watching it last night.
You did? Is it pretty good so far?
Turned it off.
Oh,
really?
Ain't got it. Felt like I was watching Snatch and John Wick at the same time. I was like, I don't know what's going on. It just had a corny sense to it, but it was like if raunchy.
They tried to stylize it too much?
Yeah, it was, but it was interesting. I just, a few minutes in, I was just like, I ain't got it. I fell asleep.
Really?
Yeah, Miles Mickelson is the main, and that's my man. So I put that on. I was like, I'm gonna watch that. It just, I wasn't expecting it to be.
I was like, yo, the Revenger, that, and something else dropped. It was probably the Punisher series. I just was tripping.
Close.
Yeah.
Close with the girl from Prometheus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next up is Weird City. This one is actually produced by
Saleev. Saleev.
Jordan Peele, and it's basically like an ensemble,
Class of Misfits.
Yeah.
But it's different stories.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of like a Twilight Zone, but quirkier.
Right.
So I'm sleeping that one too. What about you?
Sleep it.
All right. Next up, Little. This one is basically the remake of Big, starring a little girl from Blackish. She's the youngest producer too.
Oh yeah.
She's got Regina Hall in it.
Is this the one? Yeah, where she becomes
Little again. It's like Big. It's the opposite of Big.
Yeah. No, definitely Sleep.
Yeah, she was the youngest executive producer too. She came up with this whole concept herself because she loved the movie Big, but she wanted to do it opposite and have the person be a girl.
That's dope.
I'm trying to, but she's in another. She's in Blackish, but isn't she in something else that I just saw?
Next up, Us from Jordan Peele.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Man, he's made people get scared from goddamn.
I got 500.
He made it creepy. Now, we do want to talk about this movie for a second. I know we normally run through Sleep Believer. What do you think this film is about?
People dealing with their past insecurities and past traumas.
I was thinking black on black crime. Like we're killing ourselves.
Well, you probably could take that as well. Well, I guess the only reason why I would have to say that it's more about dealing with yourself and like the stuff that you've handled, like stuff in the closet, is because whenever I think about black and black crime, the first thing I think is like that's incorrect thought pattern because it's if you look at this over here, it's going to be white on white.
Statistically,
it's statistically not.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jules, about Us?
Oh, I want to see it. Yeah, I'm definitely sleeping.
I mean, he's got carte blanche right now. What he can do, whatever he's got his name on, I'm there. Have y'all seen Jordan Peele? Not Jordan Peele. Michael Key Peele's show on Netflix.
The Friends from College.
Yeah, Friends from College.
I saw like the first couple episodes.
Princessa loves that. My wife loves that.
Yeah, I saw the first couple episodes in the first season, and then I think I got hooked on something else. I told myself I was going to go back to it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, Spiderman, Far From Home. Sleeve it, man. Like,
sleeve that, man. You got to.
Yeah, of course I'm sleeving it.
Dude, they got my boy in there straight up as Mysterio. He got the bowl on it.
Everything. Oh, yeah.
I didn't think they was going to go there, though, with the bowl.
You didn't think so?
I mean, because it was kind of risky. It's kind of corny looking. You know what
I'm
saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, yeah, but you can't have the
Mysterio out the bowl.
Yeah, because nerds would have been protesting from that. Hey, even if you rumored that the bowl wasn't gonna be in there, nerds have been like, "Don't go see it."
They don't have the bowl on.
Yeah, there's no bowl. No bowl, no go.
And they look like they're staying pretty true to the comics too. With the way it is, because Mysterio basically acted like he was a hero, but he was like tricking everybody. He all these villains you see that's popping up, the elementals, he makes them for he can become look like a hero.
Oh, gotcha.
And he's looking like he's a hero in there, but he's really the real villain. He's like a former pyrotechnic movie person that did like illusions and stuff, like and all kind of stuff, like so he can make it look like it's something that is not.
Gotcha.
And then he start going crazy, and that's why.
So he trumping it.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Exactly.
Stupid.
Last up is a high flying bird. This is starring everybody's favorite Zazie Beetz. In the midst of a pro basketball lockout, sports agent
I just saw the.
Andre Howard.
That was the other one I was thinking of. Was High Flying Bird.
Finds himself caught in a face-off between the league and the players. Their careers on the line, but Ray is playing for higher stakes. With only 72 hours left to pull off a daring plan, he outmaneuvers all the power plays as they cover a loophole that could change the game forever.
Yeah, I'm already Salive.
Yeah, Steven Soderbergh did this.
Okay.
Yeah. Zazie Beetz is in it.
Donovan Mitchell.
Sonya Song.
Dog,
Duke.
Reggie Jackson, Carl Anthony Towns.
Donovan Mitchell.
That's what I said.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. So not every movie that goes to Netflix is straight DVD.
Stop hating.
All right, let's wrap it up. Everybody, let everybody know they hit you up at or not hit you up at, Ted.
Yeah, man. Theodore Simpson the 4th on Facebook. I was gonna say my Instagram, but I don't really be.
You on there, man? This is gonna get people following.
Yeah, you on there, man. Let them.
The fourth, y'all.
IV.
The fourth. Jules, where can everybody hit you up at?
Jules Unique at Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. JULES UNIQUE at gmail.com.
All right, you can hit me up at Dig Game ISU. Also, hit up our Lando Cal page on Facebook. the Lando Cal Experience, as well as Lando Cal Pod on IG and Lando Cal Pod on Twitter. Questions, comments, all that good stuff. We are back flying high. The Untitled Movie Review Show of Raven and myself, we have another episodes coming out on Greenleaf and on Blindspotting. So thank y'all for listening as always. Peace.
Why can't be on there? Why can't be an invite?